Hey, what's up guys, it's Luke. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to say real quick, if you guys fuck with my reactions, you want to see me play games live, you want to see me talk about shit, or you just fuck with live shit, check out my Twitch channel at Go Live damn near every day. Link in the description down below. I hope to see you guys there and enjoy the rest of the video. League. When I say the best in the league, I mean MVP candidates. Next, All-NBA, the top 15-ish players in the league. All-Star, the top 30, I think, 28, some shit like that. Then a solid starter. A solid starter is like what people would call Mike Conley for a lot of years, where you can argue that's an all-star, but he's not getting to the all-star game. So he's a solid starter though. Like he's damn near an all-star, not a role player where he's just starting on the team, because a role player could be a starter. There's a lot of starting ass role players, or role playing ass starters, rather I should say, that they're only good to catch it, like a Joe Harris. No offense to Joe, he's a starter. He's a solid starter at what he does, but he's still a role player to me. Versus a solid starter is someone that can actually make an all-star game. You feel me? Next we have role player. Like I said, that's just a player that plays a role, isn't asked to do too much, isn't a cusp of an all-star. And then trash is everyone else. I don't think I'm gonna put people in trash unless I don't like the player. I have a couple personal biases, so we'll just see. Excuse me. 1 second. Let's just. All right, let's see what we can be. We're gonna start off with Anthony Davis, Mr. Injury Prone himself, the man that everyone likes to talk shit about, the man that everyone likes to cut their ass. Anthony Davis is an all-star. He's an all-star. I don't think he's gonna be an all-NBA player this season. I can't fit him into what he's gotta be one of the two front court. Would he be a forward or would he be center? If he's a center, he has to be one of the 3 best centers in the NBA. Don't see it. If he's a forward, he has to be one of the 6 best forwards in the NBA. Still don't see it with the limited amount of games that he's going to play. Also don't think he's consistently an all-NBA talent-wise player. He's had the potential. He's always had the potential though. It's never like materialized, in my opinion, for me to consistently say that. Next, we have my boy Bam. Bam, to me, is a solid starter who has the potential to be an all-star. But I don't think he's a perennial all-star, even though he's in the East, so that might be a little different. I'm more so going off of my opinion on their talent, more so than my opinion on what accolades they'll win. So this is where I view him in the sense of the league overall, not necessarily just if he's going to make the team, because he might make an all-star team, but I don't think he's an all-star consistent level talent in the NBA. At least he's too inconsistent for me. Bradley Beal, that boy nasty. It depends. He's gonna for sure be an all-star. I don't know if he'll be anything else, but he's for sure gonna be an all-star. Ben Simmons, I think Ben Simmons is going to be an all-star this season as well. I think he's more so of a lot even than Bradley Beal. I think as long as he plays, he's gonna have a really big season. Michael Brogdon, he's again what I would call he's a solid role player. I wouldn't call him a starter. I don't think he's ever really been on that cusp, for me at least, of becoming like an all-star level talent. But he's a really solid role player. Would love to have him on my team that I'm rooting for. He's that guy. Braun is all NBA. I don't think LeBron is going to be in MVP conversations this season. I don't think he wants to be. In all honesty, I think LeBron is at a place where he's okay with not necessarily being the league MVP every damn season or being in contention for that. He just wants to win because he's getting up there. Excuse me. Jaylen Brown. He's an all-star. He's an all-star. I think he's even more of a lock than Ben. Jaylen Brown is that guy. If you watched the finals this season, or rather this past season, sorry, he's that guy. Like, that nigga is nasty. Even more so than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum was looking more like the role player to Jaylen Brown this offseason. This postseason. I'm chatting right now. Let me slow down a bit. But now we're going to go to CJ. CJ, to me, is a solid starter. CJ could make an all-star game this season. If depending on how good the Pelicans are doing, I could see CJ making an all-star game. It's just the Pelicans have that much of an upside, and CJ will be such a pivotal part. Probably he's gonna be moving down up to the point guard position. I think he was starting at the 2. I could be wrong. Maybe he been starting at the point, and I'm wrong. But for sure, he's gonna be point guard this season. He's gonna have some good scoring numbers. He's gonna be able to dish the ball out pretty well. Next, Mike Conley. I think Mike Conley for seasons was the poster boy for solid starter. Like, he could have really been the spokesmodel. I could have put him right here, and he could have, like, you would have understood exactly what I meant in what category, especially if you see the players lined up. But yeah, now he's just a solid role player. He's up there in age. He's 6'1" still. He used to be a really pesky defender, a good defender, good lateral quickness. He's not the same what he used to be, but he's still a solid player. Chris Paul, again, he's probably gonna be an all-star, but I think he's the poster boy for solid starter right now. He's what Mike Conley to me used to be, which is crazy that like Mike Conley's peak is now like what Chris Paul, in my opinion, is now just like descending to in a way. But that should just tell you how much levels there was, because at some point Chris Paul was up here, and that's how far I think at Chris Paul at his peak was from like Mike Conley. I feel like it was like 3 tiers, but now Chris Paul's a solid starter. Next, we have Stephen Wardell Curry. This man is a myth, the legend, the monster himself. He is going to be in the MVP conversation, and I hate it. I don't like Steph. Like, I really don't. I hate it. Like, when Fuck Steph Curry came out, I used to bump that shit. Like, light-skinned bitch, pussy-ass bitch, he ain't shit. He's just a bitch, question with peace. Nigga pull up. Like, I used to feel that shit. Like, I hated Steph Curry. But that nigga nasty. I tell you what, like, I got to a certain point in like my consuming of sports, or more so basketball, because I was like this with every other sport, but basketball had like, I had a little too much passion for that shit. And I hated Steph. But that nigga nasty. I can't hate someone that nasty. Like, I just can't. He's just too dirty with it. Like, he's too nasty with it. I can't. DeJounte Murray, I think, is an all-star level talent. And this is about where I would put him on the all-star level talent rating as well. I should actually do this. I think I'm gonna do that. But yeah, DeJounte, he's a solid ass player. He's a good defender. He can put up some good offensive numbers. He's really just a really good overall player. He's a little too short to actually be as impactful as if he was like Ben Simmons, for example, at 6'10". I feel like he would have a similar level of impact as a Ben Simmons. But unfortunately, he's 6'5", which is still pretty big for a guard, but just not 6'10", 240. Like, Ben Simmons is a monster. Now we have Dame. Dame is going to be all NBA talent. It just is what it is. Dame is nasty. His team won't, but a healthy Dame is nasty. Enough said. I don't gotta say too much. Devin Booker, I think Devin Booker is also an all NBA level player, especially at this point of his career. The Suns are projected, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be a top 3 seed. He should be an all NBA player. He should be like contending for that. If he's not, there's a problem. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's a problem with my boy. Next we have DeMar DeRozan. DeMar is a solid starter. He's a solid starter. I would put him there. Because last season he was in the MVP consideration. Oh crap, my bottle fell. He was in the MVP consideration for like the first 3 months of the season. Really solid, but I don't think he's gonna be at that point. I could see him making an all-star team. Actually, I'm kind of disrespecting my son. I'm not gonna lie, I'm disrespecting him. I think he is a tier above. He is a tier above, and I think I would put him like right there. Debo's nasty. I think De'Aaron Fox is a solid role player. But I don't think he's ever going to amount to anything the Sacramento Kings actually need to actually make a deep run in the playoffs, if that makes sense. It's just not gonna happen like that. He's just not that guy. I don't really know what else to say other than he's just not that guy. You can tell he's just not that guy. He's not materializing to be that guy. He's a little too small for my liking. He's extremely explosive, but he's tiny. We've seen a history of tiny guards in this league. Giannis MVP conversation, I even above Stephen Curry, because Giannis is fucking nasty. Like, Giannis is really like a nasty ass nigga. Enough said. If Giannis, because people like to, actually, we're gonna talk about Giannis for a little bit. Because people love to downplay Giannis. Like Gilbert Arenas, I fucks with him. I fuck with all his content. But he was wilding when he was saying Giannis is not getting better. Giannis Antetokounmpo is getting better. Like, I've seen Giannis be able to do a pull-up jump shot. I've seen Giannis hit something off the glass. I've seen this nigga zip a pass. I've watched Giannis for a couple years now, and I was one of those people, especially when Giannis was really getting his traction and people was trying to say, he's better than LeBron, he's better than LeBron, he's better than LeBron. I was one of them niggas like, nah, he's not. Like, there's levels to this shit, but Giannis is getting it. Like, he's getting to them levels, so I can't hate. Giannis is a really solid player. MVP level every single season. I don't know why Jeremy Grant is on this list, but he's a role player. Solid role player. Nothing much to say about him. He's not gonna make the greatest impact, but he's not gonna be useless. He's not just out there running and dribbling. James Harden. James Harden's an interesting one because I think Philadelphia has a chance to make a deep run this season. I think James Harden has a chance to really redeem himself this season. But in terms of where I think his talent is on the pecking order, I still will put him talent-wise like here. Because James Harden is still going to go get you 18 to 20 points. He's easily going to go get you like at least 7 to 10 assists and a solid 5 to 7 rebounds. James Harden's a really solid offensive player. He's not that great defensively, I'm not going to lie. But in terms of the way that he plays offense, he's going to be extremely useful, especially for Philadelphia. If they get the best out of James Harden, they're going to be a really good team. Gordon Hayward, he's a solid role player. I would put him about right there at this stage of his. I'm twirling. I'll put him right there at this stage of his career. I should also put Mike Conley a little lower, disrespectful to the younger people. But he's just injury prone. But he's a really solid player. Nothing too bad to say. I remember at that point niggas thought he was top 5 small forwards in the league. Look at him now though. The fall off is crazy. Next, we have B.I. Oh, I picked up the wrong Negrito. We have B.I. Brandon Ingram. Brandon, to me, he's about right here. He's about right here, which is crazy because these players got traded for each other. I bet the Lakers wish they kept this nigga now, huh? But B.I. is nasty, especially talent-wise. He's what, 6'9", 6'10", long arms. Can pull up, get you a bucket, can drive, has a good handle. He's lanky defensively. He's not getting bulky, but he's getting wiry strong, you can tell. He's comfortable taking contact now, you can tell. And I think he's going to take another step this season. He was already an all-star. He was already averaging like, what, 26 last season, 25, some shit like that. But he's going to take that next step, especially if Zion takes that next step. By natural progression, like a lion teaches a lion how to hunt better. So they're gonna teach each other how to hunt better. You feel what I'm saying? Chris Middleton, solid. He's a solid starter. Actually, I can't even disrespect him at this point. That would be really rude to put him anyway below all-star because he's a perennial all-star at this point. Large and byproduct to Giannis and the success of the Bucks, but he's an all-star. I can't hate on him. I don't think he's all-star level talent consistently on his own, but he's been for the last couple years. I can't just not put him on it. You feel what I'm saying? He's not old enough to where I can make that make sense. We have Ja. Ja's all NBA. Mr. Morant, in all honesty, has the potential to be like that. Like, in terms of like like what he's gonna impact the season with. He has a potential to be like that, if we're being honest. But I'm gonna be a little humble. I'm gonna put him here for now. I'm put him there for now. I'm not gonna put him above Bron. It could be my natural favoritism. Fuck it. Jimmy Buckets is a solid all-star. Jimmy Buckets to me is like a peck right below this. In all honesty, I should put Devin Booker there too. So I will. I think Devin Booker is actually a peck below Jimmy Buckets. So yeah, I'm actually going to change it up a tad. That's what I'm going to do. But Jimmy Buckets, he's nasty. He's nice. He's just not an all-NBA level player, which I think you need to like consistently compete for finals. You need an all-NBA type of player. Joel Embiid is that guy. He's that guy. He's nasty. I tell you what, that nigga nasty. And I'll tell you something else about this nigga. He's going to be in the MVP conversation. Nigga might just win it because y'all ain't give it to him last season, and he's going to be tight. He was already tight. Y'all ain't give it to him last season. He's really going to be tight. Enough said. Jokic is next. Actually, I feel like Joel Embiid should be the favorite to an MVP. I think second should be Giannis, third should be Jokic, and fourth should be Steph. Just based on workload, just based on what they have to prove, just based on where they left their last season off, this is where I would personally have it. Karl-Anthony Towns, solid all-NBA player. Probably, I wouldn't put him above Dame. Talent-wise, solid, really a good NBA player. Just needs to work on his defense. Kawhi Leonard, I would put Kawhi like right here. I don't know about like anyone else, but like Kawhi is really good. At this stage of his career, I could do this. I just need to see if he can pass. He could pass, I'll put him above Bron. I can't lie. You know who I will put above Bron though is Kevin motherfucking Durant. I put Kevin motherfucking Durant in front of Bron, and that's crazy. Cause if you know me for years, excuse me, but for years, I was like, nah, we not putting Kevin Durant in front of Bron. Nah, we not putting Kevin Durant. You twirling, nah, we're not doing that. Nah, we're not doing that. But Kevin Durant is better than LeBron right now. I can't lie. Like, and that's crazy that this is even a conversation because LeBron is damn near 40, but that just goes to tell you LeBron's that guy. Kemba, you trash. I ain't gonna lie. Let me stop. Kemba's a solid role player. I would put Kemba here. The later stages of his career isn't looking too hot, but I also feel like the league is trending towards bigger athletic guards, more so than just like quick shifty guards. We need some size and bulk. As you can see with like the only exception is like Ja, but Ja plays above the rim, so it makes sense. Porzingis is interesting because in Washington I forgot actually in Washington that they have Bradley and Porzingis. I still don't care though. I still think they lottery bound. I think Porzingis is actually trash though. For his skill set, I think he's actually pretty bad. I'm not going to be too harsh on him though, because I understand injury riddled. He's been injured a lot. You feel me? I get that. So I'll put him here. Kaida Guy is just nasty. Like there's no conversation that needs to be had. Kaida Guy is that fucking guy. Like Kyrie is nasty. Next, we don't even need a conversation about Kyrie. LaMelo, I think LaMelo potential wise is here. I think what he's shown thus far, I think he'll be like about here. I think LaMelo will be about here. Just because he doesn't play defense like the rest of the people in front of him, and he's not a consistent bucket, but he's a talent nonetheless. I kind of want that. Next, Zach LaVine. I don't know about Zach. Zach is a solid starter. He's a solid starter. I wouldn't put him above Chris, but I wouldn't put him above CJ either. I'll probably put Zach right there in between this little nuzzled in between these two little bosoms, because he's a solid player. Like some of these players I don't have too much to say because they're not like too controversial in a way. They're just dumb. Luka MVP candidacy. Where am I gonna put him? I'm not gonna lie. I'm putting him like right. I'm putting him right there. I ain't gonna hold you. I want to put him here. Like I want to put. I don't think Luka's the best in the league. You feel me? But I do want to put him. I do think he's gonna like MVP. You feel me? Like it's. I'm really high on Luka. Like I'm really high on Luka. Like Luka is just. He's that guy. If you haven't heard what I said in the Dallas in the and where I rank the teams, go look at what I said about Luka in Dallas. Crazy. Jamal Murray, he's really solid, a solid player. I would put him like, I'll put him like right there. In the playoffs, he's like right over here though. I ain't gonna lie, but I'll put him like right there because that's what he normally is. Paul George is really underrated. Oh, I picked up the wrong Negrita. Paul George is really underrated. I put Paul George right here, right next to Jimmy Buckets. They both led teams deep in the playoffs before. They both have extreme, immense talent. I think they also both cannot do it by themselves. But they're again right under that cusp. And to be fair, I don't think Karl-Anthony Towns could do it by himself, but he's really just talented. This just goes to show you how offensively talented this young man is, because he cannot play defense on a fucking cone. Next, we have Christian Wood. Christian Wood. Christian Wood, I don't know why he's on this list. He's a solid player, though. He's a solid starter. I would put him I'll put him like right here. He's in contention with Zach LaVine. Even though, again, solid starter doesn't mean that you're not an all-star. I just wanted this to be clear. But talent-wise, I don't think you're consistently an all-star. Julius Randle, talent-wise, I think is also a solid starter. I'll put him a little above De'Aaron Fox only because of that one season we've seen him actually like perform at an all-star level. Every other season, no. Nigga ass. Rudy Gobert is a solid role player. He's in the front of the category though. That's all you, Rudy. That's all you. Westbrook, I ain't gonna lie, bruh. Westbrook, I picked up the wrong Negrita again, but Westbrook. This stage of Westbrook's career, I would put him like right. I'll put him like right here. Sorry, Westbrook. Sabonis, I'll put you like right there. Colin Sexton. I really fuck with Sexton. I could be overrating him, but I really fuck with him, and I really fuck with Shea. I really fuck with Shea too. I think Shea's gonna make a big coming out party. Siakam, I will put above both of these Negritas, like over here. You feel what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell. I'm probably gonna rapid fire. Not even probably. I am. Because I don't really have a lot to say about the rest of these players. You know. Donovan Mitchell though. I feel like I'm talking like in a. Let me stop though. But Donovan Mitchell, for real. I would put Donovan about right here. I'll put Donovan about right there. Jason Tatum is all NBA. I can't put him above Jada. I don't think he got enough heart for me. Trae Young. I referenced this in my Hawks tier list. Or not even the Hawks, excuse me, but the NBA tier list. As you can see, I have the Hawks in playoff bound. But I also said there, you're going to be surprised where I put Trae. I think Trae is about... If we go in talent-wise, I'll say like Trae is here. Yeah, I think Trae's like right there. I don't think he's anything that people likes to make him out to be. I think he's a really solid player. I think there's also a lot of players that I would rate higher than him. They basically do the same thing. He does it better. Fred VanVleet boy. Also right there. Solid. Valanciunas. I'll put Valanciunas about. I can't put Christian Wood above him. I can't. Yeah, I feel like that's a solid way to look at that. But then I don't really like him above him or him. Wow, wow. But I don't like him above him either. John Wall, solid role player. I would put him about right there. And Zion, I think to round it all out, Zion would be like right here. that's my list. Like I said, I wasn't gonna put anyone in trash. Because they have rashes. Nah, but I'll just put myself, Luke. And this whole category is me. I'm below the role players of the NBA. You feel me? I'm not him. But I'm really excited for the season. Like, I'm really excited to see what happens in the NBA. I'm really excited to see the progression of a lot of young players. Like, they don't have them on this list, and it sucks because I wish I had them on the list. But I'm excited to see Cade. I'm excited to see Mobe. I'm excited to see Josh Giddey. In all honesty, I'm excited to see his progression. Like, there's so many players in the league that I'm really excited to see. Scotty, Zion, even though he's not a rook, feels like a rook because we barely see this nigga play. I'm really excited. I really am.